Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com with a little look at a movie called Force of Nature. And this is a funny one, this, because it's actually, as I'm recording this, it was actually on digital, due for digital download on the 30th of June 2020, but I've just checked on Internet Movie Database. It's actually saying cinema release in the USA on the 30th of June 2020. So hey, there you go. You might have the cinemas are back open generally, obviously, and I think in the UK it's in July sometime, but. Yeah, so this actually might be available at the cinema first before it goes on digital release. So please check it out anyway. Force of Nature. A restrict an R rating in the US. It'll either be a 15 or an 18 here in the UK. 91 minutes, an action drama. And it's about a gang of thieves who plan a heist during a hurricane and run into cops, ex-cops, etc., trying to evacuate a building. Please, if you're new to this channel and you like these reviews and specials, please push the old subscribe button. That'll be fantastic. Push the bell notification. All these little vlogs and reviews are coming out, and I can give you as much information as I can. There's little information vlogs as well of what's coming out to buy, and obviously now I'll be restarting what's coming on at the cinema very, very soon, which is obviously a regular weekly thing I did as well, which has been on the back burner for a few weeks, hasn't it? 3 or 4 months anyway. That's for sure. Yeah. So Force of Nature, directed by Michael Polish, is it? Do you pronounce it, or Polish? I don't know. It's spelt the same, isn't it? Michael Polish and Michael Polish. I think his brother gets involved in his films as well, doesn't he? The main stars: Emile, Hirsch, Kate Bosworth, Mel Gibson, and David Zayas. A good budget, $23 million budget. So it's not a straight to DVD. It's not a straight to DVD or a straight to streaming originally. This is why we've got a cinema release plan to try and recoup some of that, I assume. So there's no reviews at all on it as yet from various sites. There's a couple of critics' reviews I've seen, etc., etc. And it's getting a bit of criticism for the plot, the story, how it's based. It's obviously set in Puerto Rico, obviously, and they had a very people died in a base in a hurricane, and people are a bit upset that they've set a film around this with all these white guys in a building. Well, they're not all white guys, but that's how they said it. Obviously, these Americans. I think there's 3.5 million US citizens live in Puerto Rico or something like that. But anyway, there's a lot of animosity about that. There's a lot of criticism of the fact, and there still is, obviously, of Mel Gibson. People just have got a downer on Mel Gibson. But obviously, I'm looking at the film as entertainment. I'm not really worried about the politics of it. Did I really enjoy it? So obviously, yeah, the story is around obviously, it just happens around the Puerto Rican hurricane, which obviously was sadly devastating, but obviously that's just part of the film. It could have been anywhere, couldn't it, anyway? So I can see the point of some criticism. It is very dark, very, very dark initially, and obviously a lot of wet scenes. I mean, there's one of the scenes where I sort of expected, like in the film Crawl, I expected a crocodile to come out of the place and sort of attack a couple of the actors, but. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's a bit more like if you watch the film one of the films I've got, I think I've got posters for it as well, Hard Rain, 1998, with Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman. It's very that much that feel to it. Obviously, there's a bit more, if you like, out of the building action in Hard Rain. I mean, obviously, most of this film is set in an apartment, one apartment block sort of thing. So it is a little bit claustrophobic in that sense, but. In 91 minutes, it doesn't sort of let up at all. There's not too much verbal diarrhea. There's a couple of setups for the characters, so you get to know the characters. And I quite like some of the characters, which is nice. Sometimes these films, I couldn't give a toss whether they drown, get shot, or whatever. But two or three of the characters I quite liked, and Mel Gibson plays a very rickety, ratchety, miserable old sod, who's obviously not very well and close to death, and he's obviously living with his daughter's a nurse or something anyway, or something like that. That's the thing. So, but I say a couple of the characters I really did like, but yeah, it's very much Hard Rain, and actually. I did find Hard Rain when I watched it. I got a little bored with that the longer it went on. Not necessarily this one. It sort of built up to a reasonable climax, if not the greatest climax. So obviously the budget and a simple storyline did at times get a little bit samey. But I've actually watched this twice because I watched it for myself, and then I watched it with my partner. So, because obviously if I see a film that I think she might like, then I sort of, oh yeah, so I end up sort of watching it again, and yeah, I sort of got a bit more out of it the second time round. So that's not too bad a sign, isn't it? It's not like, say, 91 minutes. If you take out the credits, you're talking, say, 81 minutes. And simple story. Obviously, these bad guys are trying to get some artwork that someone in this apartment block actually stores. But obviously, it's like anything with that sort of thing. It's a bit odd, but yeah, feasible, very feasible. I mean, I know people do get art and just stick them in a room somewhere for themselves to look at, so there's nothing wrong with the storyline. As I said, the end and the payoff was a little bit rushed. I mean, it was a little bit set up quite early on, and I think a lot of these films, like anything, sometimes is set up for the finale. So it was an okay ending. It was quite funny if you know, for a violent film and some horrible scene. I mean, there are some horrible scenes. You know, where obviously the violence scene is just not pleasant, but the ending was a little bit silly, but a bit predictable, silly, but yeah, it was an ending. So there you go. As I say, it's hard to know what other people will think of this. I thought it was okay. I'm not going to go mad over it. I mean, some people will say what a waste of time, but I say I have watched it twice, and I sort of first time I did watch it while I was doing a couple of other things, and the second time I sort of watched it again while I was doing other things, but I sort of picked up on things that I might have missed the first time round. So I think Force of Nature is okay. Don't get it mixed up with Forces of Nature. That's a Sandra Bullock film, isn't it? And as I said, if you're a fan of Hard Rain, then you may like this. So it's like Hard Rain meets Crawl with no crocodiles, if you know. That's basically what Force of Nature is. But I'm gonna MGN rating, movie game nostalgia rating. I'm gonna give it a watchable rating because it is a watchable, and as I say, it's a reasonable budget, well, pretty well acted, and they say some likeable characters and some unlikable characters, which is what you want in a film, isn't it? You want to stick up for someone, you want to be sad when things happen, you want to be happy when other things happen, and that's what you get with Force of Nature. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, which is my basic watchable rating. Please let me know what you think if you get to watch it. Anyway, please, for all the latest, follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, or on or at Charles Deneen. I've got 2 Twitter accounts, at Charles Deneen or at nostalgia_movie. And I'm on Facebook if you just look for Bernard Deneen. Deneen spelled D-I-N-N. And please, if you get a chance, just have a look at my little website, movieGameNostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s, 2000s, and some board games as well. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you can join me again very, very soon for something very similar, or an information vlog, or a TV drama series review, something like that. Thanks for watching. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. This is Bernard Deneen. Say goodbye for now. Bye-bye.